Hello everybody, I'm Renzo Mox, and welcome to yet another Bionicle set review. Yes, I finally got this guy, so now I can finish up the reviews. In fact, the reviews are going to come out with the span of this week. So every day there's going to be a new review, hopefully. So tonight there's going to be Quake Beast, then tomorrow there is going to be Ikibu the Mask Maker, and then on Wednesday there's going to be Umrak the Destroyer. And then I'm going to take 2 days, and then on Friday I'll be releasing my summer set overview. However, the overall 2016 year overview will not come out for a while, at least until the Journey to 1 actually comes out, because I need to know a bit more about the story before I do that. Because those videos are more focusing on the story. This one is just the actual wave overview, is just the overview of the wave. Anyways, we have set 71315, Quake Beast. So, you can see the box design. I like this guy just coming at you. It looks kind of cool. You can see all the toxic effects and his smashing effects. You can see little sad Onua in the background just being sad because he lost his mask. And, of course, the ever-so-famous Volcano of Death in the back. Also, his weapons are piercing through the box right there. Really weird, but interesting nonetheless. And on the back, you can see the Epic Combi model, which I will not be building unless I do get extra sets, which is probably not going to happen. There's an excellent comic with great art. I have to admit, the art looks pretty cool. Quake Beast does look kind of like a mess, but his set is a mess. Onua looks fine, though. There's the actual side of the mask, and then you can see all the functions in all their glory. So yeah, I spent a little too long on the box. Let's get on to the set. So, my first initial thoughts on this guy is that he's very short. Literally, he is tiny. Compared to all the other beasts, he is just squat. I'll show you in the comparison with Onua just how short he actually is. And Onua is pretty short too, so I guess that's not really a fair comparison. But it's mostly because of his torso build. If his build was given a bit more length, like Lava Beast, then he'd be a lot taller. But I like the short look that they tried to give him. It's a very Golem-esque build. He's going to be a lumbering creature through the caves, I guess, or there's lots of them. So let's just look at each thing, and it looks more blue on camera, at least for me, but me personally, it definitely has a more purple glare to it. First of all, and yes, there's a bug on my backdrop there. That's weird. I don't know why. But let's just start out with the guy's function, and you can already see, okay. So basically, this guy has a sideways gearbox, and this is an interesting idea in theory. So what you do is you take it, and you go, and you make this sort of punching feature. And while it's a cool idea, the armor piece right here keeps knocking his head in. So you're just going to be like, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? And let me just rant about this actual arm function for a second. First of all, it's really long and spindly and awkward, especially with this gap right here. I mean, just bring that down. That doesn't look too good. Second thing is it's way too loose. They only have 2 friction gears in there, which my friend from the podcast, Polini Productions, he's actually got a way to fix that, which I actually don't quite remember. Should have been listening closer. I mean, it's an interesting function, but the way this back part moves... Oh, and by the way, this is another problem I want to talk about. These... I'm not sure if it's just my piece, but these are really loose. So, like, look. They just go down right that. There's, like, little effort. So I'm either going to add friction adder joints or just see if new feet pieces work, because honestly, that makes me mad. And this guy is overall just a really weird, like really loose, like look, he's falling. If you pose his feet at a different direction, he will fall. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Another thing that I hate is this whole, I mean, I like how this looks in general. I think it's a cool idea, but it moves with the arm. And that gives it a bit, hold on, yeah, it moves with the arm, so it'll like come up this way, and it'll go that far, because the arm actually does go that far, and that just looks horrible. So you're mostly likely going to put the arm in like this position, if not all the time. because that is just awful. I hate that. Another additional function I guess they added was there's a drill. You can just spin that. It's cool, it's random, it's just there though. It doesn't really do anything. I guess it's a drill through the rock. He also has more functions consisting of, he also has the shadow trap with, you got the shadow trap piece right there that can move. It has a decent amount of articulation. You can get it like all the way behind there, or you can even like pretend it's a second head and bring it up like this far. So I think it's good, and plus it can close. So I actually this is probably my favorite shadow trap out of all of them, because this one is just the best articulated, I feel. The next function is the obvious jaw pop-off, where you can use the brain stock, which, by the way, that is an all-translucent brain stock, very interesting, to knock off the mask, which looks very cool, I'll admit that. That looks very interesting. Or Toa, or whatever, Hikimu, I guess, you can take the mask and pop that off. This function is cool, I guess, in concept, but in actual design, it's very poor, because these guys' mouth is going to be hanging open all the time, so they're constantly going to be like, Wah! It just looks weird. His hand, I like the build. It's a neat little build, and I understand they did their best, and I'm just glad these pieces are still used, because they are good. This is a good way to make a hand, I think. However, the thumb cannot go that much forward than that, so that kind of sucks. Another thing is his legs. I already don't like the legs. I mean, the custom build is alright. It's just a little short for me. But then they give they're weirdly asymmetrical. This guy didn't have to be 100% asymmetrical. This side, this leg, looks good. If they use the trans purple shell on this leg, I'd be happy. And if they gave this guy a kneecap, I'd be happy. I don't know. Let me just give a quick 360. And that is a horrible noise. The horrible noise is back, folks. Give it the 360. Especially doesn't look that good from the back. But yeah, I guess I'll get on to the comparison now. So you can see, because Onua is so short, that if there was only one of these guys, Onua could take him in a fight. It seems like a fair fight. He's not too small. He's at the right height. And it really depends where you look at him. If you look at it based on mask height, then Onua definitely wins. But if you're looking at it from actual figure height, then I guess Quake Beast wins because of these things. That's an interesting debate, but there they are beside each other, so you can kind of get a feeling of just the color schemes. They're pretty different. They don't really look well together, and that's the idea. They're not really supposed to look well together. They're supposed to be enemies, so it's not like every enemy has to look the same. But sold with this Quake Beast set is the Onua Mask of Corruption, I think it's called. I don't remember what it's called. But this basically, no, not Mask of Corruption. This is the corrupted Onua's mask. So this beast can take it, drain its power, and then I guess he's gonna give it to Onua. And note, this mask. Actually, hold on. If you want to give little Quake Beast something else to play with, it can't go on. Although that would look very interesting. I don't know. That had a very interesting look. It's just because of the shape of the masks. They're a little bit different. However, you can give this mask to Onua, because he is the one who's meant to be wearing it in the first place. And you know what? You gotta love what the two colors here, the blue and the trans neon green create trans green, and that's very interesting. The mask itself doesn't actually bother me that much. I don't know, it does look kind of interesting. It's not supposed to look like it belongs, but because of the gold, I think it kind of blends in a bit. That's just my personal opinion, though. A lot of people will not like that, but I think it looks interesting for what it is. I think it gives off a very intriguing look to the character, and pop that mask off, and let's go on to my final thoughts now. So, I like Quake Beast better than I thought I would, but I also don't like him very much. He has a lot of things that I think could have been done well if they just were worked on a bit more. And if this guy was actually bumped up to $20 and actually given a proper size adjustment, making him a bit bigger, completing the legs, and overall just taking a second glance at this guy, this could have been an interesting set. The function, while intriguing in concept, is flawed just because it cannot move properly. Well, it can, but it goes way too far back behind the actual head, and plus it is so loose. Of course, there are probably ways to fix that I have yet to remember. The mask and head is cool, except for the purple. I don't know, that's just a bit more interesting. And I actually did not show off the actual chest printing in this set, but it's pretty cool. It's got a crystal look to it. I like the other hand, and it's really simple. It's just a nice little thing, and you can really get a look at what this guy was before he, you can really get a basic idea of what this guy actually was before he was mutated and pulled and stretched. The swords on the head or on the back aren't interesting either. They just stick out, and because they move with the arm makes it 10 times worse because they change position. The shadow trap is cool, but then again, there are cool things and then there are also bad things. It really is a thin line. You really have to describe it differently. The mask is also pretty interesting. I do like that because it's probably the only mask that color scheme could properly work with. I don't know, that just looks pretty good. So there are bad points and good high points about the set, but I think this set may be, so far, my least favorite set of the Winter Wave. Yeah, I haven't even reviewed the other sets, but I've basically gotten the feelings of all of them, and I can tell. I just don't like this guy very much. But modification will only tell what is the case. However, I will be doing the actual overview before I do my modification. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for next time when I sit down and review Ikimu the Mask Maker, coming out tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.